Once upon a time, in a world draped in the melancholic embrace of yesteryear, I found myself yearning for the solace of learning amidst the verdant whispers of West Dean College, Chichester. Oh, how I was lured by the siren call of its storied halls, promising the sweet nectar of knowledge in a setting so picturesque. It seemed to be plucked from the pages of a gilded tome. But alas, my dreams were to be dashed upon the jagged rocks of reality, for beneath the beguiling veneer of this institution lay a tapestry, woven with threads of disappointment and despair. As I traversed the threshold of West Dean, the weight of my expectations heavy upon my shoulders, I was greeted not by the warmth of academic fervour, but by the chilling draught of neglect. The rooms were a mosaic of inconsistency, a gamble where the house always won. For a princely sum, I was ensconced in a chamber that whispered tales of grandeur long faded. The bed, a cruel mistress, bore the discomfort of ages, creaking under the weight of my hopes, a far cry from the embrace of comfort I had so naively anticipated. The plumbing, an antiquated relic, sputtered and groaned, echoing the chorus of my own discontent. As I wandered the corridors, the ghosts of better days haunted every shadow, every corner. The food, once a beacon of nourishment for both body and soul, now lay before me, a bland and listless impostor. Each morsel, devoid of flavour and care, was a stark reminder of the culinary arts forgotten, a symphony of tastes reduced to a monotonous dirge. The tutors, those erstwhile beacons of enlightenment, flickered and waned under the oppressive yoke of cutbacks and indifference. Their wisdom, once freely flowing, now trickled through the sieve of a system more concerned with the almighty pound than the pursuit of excellence. And the service, dear listener, was a theatre of the absurd, where hairdryers were communal treasures, and the art of housekeeping had been lost to the annals of time. The bed, half-made and uninviting, stood as a monument to the disregard for the weary traveller's repose. In the gardens, where beauty once held court, the spectre of unfulfilled potential lingered like a wayward spirit. The grounds, while still boasting the kiss of nature's grace, whispered of a golden age slipping silently into the mists of memory. Each day, as I sought to capture the elusive spark of creativity, I was met with the harsh sting of reality. The courses, once the crown jewel of West Dean, now reflected the pallor of austerity. The hours of instruction, shaved away like slivers of hope, left projects unfinished and dreams unfulfilled. The administrative apparatus, a leviathan of bureaucracy, lurked in the shadows, its cold, unfeeling heart deaf to the plight of those it was meant to serve. My own plea for compassion, lost in the labyrinthine corridors of indifference, was met with silence, a silence that spoke volumes of the chasm between promise and performance. As the days bled into one another, the weight of my experience settled upon me like a shroud. The laughter of my fellow scholars, once a harmonious refrain, now rang hollow against the backdrop of our shared disillusionment. In the end, as I prepared to depart from this cradle of broken promises, I could not help but feel the pangs of a loss so profound it threatened to unmoor my very soul. West Dean College, Chichester, once a beacon of hope on my academic odyssey, had become a cruel mirage, a reminder of the emptiness that often lies in wait beneath the facade of grandeur. So here I stand, a wanderer on the road less travelled, my heart heavy with the knowledge that the sanctuary I sought was but an illusion. Yet in the telling of my tale, I find a sliver of solace, for in the shared commiseration of our collective experiences, we are no longer adrift in the sea of sorrow. We are instead...
I am looking into crimes near West Dean College, Chichester, and it feels so heavy, you know, because even the little storefronts can hide a lot of hurt. Businesses near West Dean College, Chichester, are like tiny traps for people who just want a short stay. They sometimes think tourists or short-term workers are easy targets. One example is Pratt Developments, a brick and mortar company in the Po 20 area. They were publicly named for underpaying a worker by more than $11,500, breaking the national minimum wage. It's the kind of thing that can happen to someone who takes a quick job while touring the college and the countryside, thinking they were just earning a little extra. The victim probably realized the pay slip didn't add up, went to the local citizen's advice, and filed a complaint with the labor office. After the fine and public naming, I imagine the worker finally got the back wages, maybe with interest, but the stress and lost trust probably made the whole trip feel sour. The company likely faced a hefty penalty, got some bad press, and maybe tightened their payroll checks, otherwise they'd keep losing any decent reputation. Another pattern I've heard about even if not in a headline, is shop owners near the college who overcharge tourists for souvenirs, pretending it's local art. A visitor might pay for a handmade candle, only to find out online it's mass-produced for a fraction of the price. The tourist probably feels embarrassed, maybe posts a review, and the shop could lose future customers if word spreads. The owner might try to lower prices later, but the damage to the area's image can linger. Do you think it's fair that a place as beautiful as West Dean College can have these hidden snags? You race smarter than those scammers, and it hurts to see honest people get taken advantage of, especially when they just wanted a peaceful 2-week break.
Welcome, fellow travelers. I will walk you through what you can truly expect from the businesses that sit around West Dean College in Chichester. In my mind, these places form a single picture, a portrait of disappointment that repeats itself in many corners of the village. The pattern is clear: promises are louder than performance, prices feel like traps, and service often feels like an afterthought. Let me explain why this impression emerges, and then walk you through the specific establishments that illustrate it. First, the exchanges where you trade money seem to share the same unfortunate habit of offering rates that feel like a joke. The general feeling is that you walk in hopeful, only to discover that a neighbor a few steps away would give you far more pounds for the same euros. The staff there appear to be more interested in pushing a hurried deal than in giving you a fair price, and on some afternoons the counter simply hides behind a closed sign, leaving you waiting while others stare at the door. The name that keeps this pattern alive is Currency Exchange Chichester, where the promise of quick service meets the reality of ignored customers and bewildering rates. Next, the venues that try to sell you a sip of elegance or a bite of tradition all share a common shortcoming: a service that feels cold, an atmosphere that feels rushed, and prices that feel like a secret test of endurance. The Kennels, for example, tries to present itself as a refined place for afternoon tea, yet diners are left choosing food without a menu, served with a jug of lukewarm water, and made to prove they have already paid for champagne. Small portions and stale dishes appear frequently, and the cost of a simple drink can seem absurdly high. The overall vibe is that of a place that promises a classy experience while delivering a rushed, undercooked, and overpriced meal. The curry house that many talk about, Masala City, tells a story of delicious flavors hidden behind a wall of mismanaged service. Customers repeatedly describe long waits for both pickup and delivery, orders arriving hours late, and dishes that arrive cold or with strange textures. The restaurant also struggles to accommodate special dietary needs, leaving a guest with a nut allergy without a solution. Accessibility is another blind spot, as people in wheelchairs find no ramp at the entrance. The pattern here is clear: the food may be good, but the experience feels like waiting for a train that never arrives. Turning to the barn, the picture grows even darker. This cafe, which markets itself with a rustic charm, delivers food that is often overly salty, cold, or simply bland. The staff appear indifferent, sometimes ignoring tables altogether, while a mysterious extra service charge appears on the bill like an unwanted surprise. Prices rise to the level of a fancy city eatery, yet the quality stays far below. The owner's attitude comes across as abrasive, and the space is hardly friendly to older visitors or those with limited mobility. Even the nightlife around the area follows the same. The club, called Trilogy in nearby Southampton, though a short drive away, mirrors the same sense of hostility and inconsistency. The door staff and security act like gate, 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 like gate.